Hello again, I am Jim Bob. Welcome back to another episode of Jimsville and some more City Skylines PS4 action. And things have progressed a little bit since you were last with us. I had some horrendous traffic problems, which I think I've resolved. So, first off, things were here. I'll show you what I've done over here. I've upgraded this to a six-lane stretch just to here. Simply to try and educate the drivers coming off the freeway here to get out of that first lane because it was just creating such long tailbacks because they were staying in this far right hand lane, and of course traffic was feeding in here, and it was just causing massive problems in this little stretch here and creating long queues going all the way back down here as well, simply because they refused to get out of that lane. So by widening that to 6 lanes there, it's kind of encouraging traffic to move across earlier. As you can see, they're moving across before they get to the splits over here, which means that they can move across a little bit quicker there as well. I've also replaced the section here with just a single lane slip road because it helps, again, a traffic flow, and we don't get a lot of traffic that actually goes around the roundabout that way, so it's made no sense to have anything other than a single lane slip road. And I've done the same here as well. Again, hardly any traffic ever used this section, so it made sense just to have a single lane slip road, and kind of encourages people to stay in lane over here a little bit more as well. And then around here I've also put in 6 lanes, again not because of the volume of traffic, but again as a way to try and educate the drivers to get into the right lane quicker, so that it aids traffic flow around this section a little bit better and stops big snarl ups around here. And again at the roundabout going out as well. And I've also replaced the road section down here. There used to be just 2 lanes. I've made it 2 lanes with bus lane all the way along here, going all the way towards the stadium, and then this bit I've just stripped the bus lanes out completely, again just to try and aid traffic flow a little bit, so that you have traffic using all 3 lanes as opposed to just the inner 2, and only buses and emergency services using the outside lane. And it seems to have worked there as well. Over here we were getting big problems with traffic in our commercial district, so what I've done is I've had to rip up the road network ever so slightly and just reposition some parts of it. So I've now repurposed these ramps here as 3-lane freeway ramps, again to get traffic moving a little bit faster. And you can see the same over here. I've made it a 3-lane ramp, and then I've put one-way systems in coming off each exit, or feeding into the other exit, to make traffic flow a little bit better around here. I've also relocated our bus depot, as you'll see in a moment, and I've put this nice big wide road here running straight through kind of the middle of our commercial district, which runs down to our new location for our bus terminal. And I've also put in a shopping plaza right next to it as well, with a little subway there to try and encourage pedestrians to use that rather than that zebra crossing, which is causing a few delays with some of the traffic. And for the most part they're pretty much ignoring it, but we do every now and again get some people using it. You can just see someone there coming up there with his dog. So you do occasionally get people using it, but it's not making a huge amount of difference. It's mainly people that just come off this bus here and then go through the subway. A lot of people will just still tend to cross just there. I can't really do much about that, unfortunately. Same there as well, we're getting a few people crossing there. These bus terminals are still really busy, as you can see, but traffic flow is now a lot better around there. Other than that, obviously we've zoned in a bit more, as you can see, so the city is now looking a little bit bigger. We still have more zoning to add in, and things have been switched ever so slightly over here. So the hospital and our services here have switched places, and that was again so I could actually upgrade that to 3-lane road there, or 3-lane freeway, and make the changes that I needed to here as well. So everything seems to be running a lot smoother. And then the other big change is over here. I've seen some feedback on the last episode, and I agree wholeheartedly that the level crossings just weren't working. They were causing too many problems. So what I've done, as you can see, is I've created a little underneath loop for the traffic and an over the top loop for pedestrians. So if we go into road and then just go down, you can see it just literally goes down, loops underneath the line, and then comes back up again. And that has really seriously improved our traffic flow. Made it a much better. I've also changed the road network over here ever so slightly, and I've taken out that level crossing as well, because we were getting big snarl ups in this section, and some of these roads have been turned into one way as well. So now we have a road that goes down, loops around, comes underneath the railway line, and then comes up there and spits out just there. And it's made traffic flow around this section, well, you can see, so much better. We had red everywhere, and now lots of greens and a few oranges, but essentially much happier flowing traffic. So yeah, that is kind of everything that we've done over there. And the other thing I've done as well is I've added another feed road here for industry and commercial traffic. So you can see that this goes comes up there, goes up one level to cross over the subterranean roads there, and then just runs all the way along parallel to this one, and then spits out here into our industrial zone. And this allows, you know, commercial and industrial traffic to come in a little bit easier, mainly sort of commercial traffic, but it also allows easier access for our buses that come into this area, and also the commuters, you know, the people who drive themselves to work. It's also made an easier access for them as well, which is again alleviated some of the traffic down here a little bit, because instead of going all the way down here, feeding off, coming along here, and then having to drive up this way, they've now got a much shorter route there. So our two slip roads there, as you can see, are definitely getting a lot more use and helping to improve traffic flow as well. So overall, you can see our traffic system is looking a lot nicer now. You know, we have a couple of busy areas, but they don't stay busy for too long. You know, they tend to get a little bit of a queue, and then they release themselves again. So you just see certain busy junctions, and it's mainly where there are traffic light junctions like here, and a lot of pedestrian access. So again, because we've got such a short road with lots of side roads spitting off, it does kind of make things a little bit hectic traffic wise. What I might possibly do though is remove that road just to yeah, let's do that. Let's take this road out like that. And oh, we've got a road there as well, haven't we? Alright, so it's a two-way road, it is. Let's see, can we take out a piece, the end piece of that road there? Yes, we can. And actually, I might, if I pause time, I might be able to put a small park or something in there. Let's have a look. We know there are some really small little parks and things that we can put in. Just trying to find the right one. It's not a small park. It's not a small playground. Plaza with trees, no. I know there are very small little plazas that we can put in. Maybe, actually, maybe they're in here. Fantastic Fountain's too big. I think this might be some of these. No, that's too... I think I'm thinking of the wrong size. Let's go back to plazas. And let's put in... Let's have a look at the Paradox Plaza. That is the size I was thinking of, but I'm going to have to demolish something to do it. Let's... Yeah, let's do that. Ooh, that thing's ugly. That's really ugly. But it's, yeah, why not? It's a freebie that we got for registering our account. Might as well. And hopefully by taking that junction out on either side, that'll make things a little bit smoother for traffic. We'll have to wait and see. It's a busy main road, this. We do have a lot of buses that run up and down here, or at least the green buses, a lot of those run up and down here. So the routes have changed ever so slightly as well. So with the relocation of our bus terminal, as you can see here. So our industrial line, you can see, now runs directly over to the freeway here, and then will go all the way along here, spits out there. So again, that saves it having to go all the way out to the freeway, down and back in this way. So that feeds into the industrial area that way, and then loops around, does the second loop so it can go into the sort of standard industry, and then when it loops back out it comes down this way, feeds along here, spits out there, and then just runs back to the bus there. All well and good so far. The green route has changed a little bit, so that now runs along this main double road here. So you can see we have stops along here to pick up for shoppers and to take to residential, and then also for residential to go to the shops. Loops around here, goes around here, and then splits off, loops around this little section here, and then goes back on itself. The red ring has stayed pretty much the same, but obviously now feeds in a different location because of the relocation there. And then our shuttle services between different towns, they all feed out here, run along to the freeway, and then from there they split. So you can see the ones that run off into to Johto there, and you can see the one that goes all the way off there up the freeway. So we have some nice kind of shuttle routes for our bus services. In fact, do we have two separate lines that are feeding out that way to the same stop? I'm just going to follow that briefly for a second. So we have the dark blue, which then peels off, and then we have the purple line. Yeah, okay. So for a minute I thought we had two different services both going to the same place, but it's only the one. It got me confused because we have, you know, these lines here, and they should all, yeah, they go off that way. That's fine. Although, why is that one? Do we have a line that actually goes up and then out to both? So we have 3 lines coming in. They head up this way. They both loop around that way. No. It's fine, yeah, it's just me. So, now that we know that the traffic system is working a lot better, it's time for us to finish zoning in over here. So, let's go to high density residential. Let's start zoning in the rest of this. Like so. And we'll zone in some more commercial. Like that. And I've also zoned in some more office here, as you can see, to kind of extend that out a little bit. We can put a bit more commercial in just there and there. And we've got little spots here where the old road network was ripped up, so we can take that out like that. Oops. And now I can tear that down, and that down. And they should now rebuild much bigger buildings, hopefully. Anywhere else that we can add in a little bit of extra zoning. Over here as well, I replaced the residential we had with commercial just to avoid the noise issues. Someone pointed out that this thing has a very high noise pollution level. I don't know if it ever actually tells you that anywhere. No, it doesn't. But apparently this has one of the highest noise pollution levels possible. Well, it makes sense. It's a stadium. It's going to be noisy. We've got a little row of commercial along there, as you can see, as well as a little bit of commercial just there, and then some commercial there, and then that keeps the noise away from the residential, which doesn't start until here. So that has now improved sort of the noise complaints we were getting over there. I don't really want to zone anything just there if I can help it. I can put some residential in there. There and there. And let's see if they start complaining about noise. We need more offices. This was going to be an office block, so let's make this office. I just like the idea of having offices running alongside the, you know, the train line, so to speak. So we make that an office zone there. That'll eat up some of the demand for industrial work. And everything seems to be moving along reasonably nicely. Obviously, we're going to be adding, you know, an increase in traffic by doing this. And already you can see, look, with the new businesses and the new residential, we're getting a lot of traffic backing up. Hopefully that'll shake itself out as we progress. But I'm guessing we're going to get a lot more traffic spitting up here. It seems to be coming through okay at the moment. The real check, obviously, is going to be as we progress. Let's see if we can have a look down here, see what's causing the issues. Oh! Ah, so that is actually facing the wrong way round. It's good to know that. So let's go to road. I need to go to change direction. I need to change the direction of that, because that shouldn't be happening. And what I might do again is if most of the traffic is going that way, but my guess is it's causing tailbacks along here, so I might possibly make that 6-lane feeding into this bit. Let's see if that actually helps improve traffic flow a little bit. So let's go to 6-lane one way. Oh, it's facing the wrong direction. Oh, change direction. Upgrade, there we go. Does that help? See, again, you can see the problem with the traffic is it just has this tendency to stick in just one lane. So you get one lane that's ridiculously busy, and then beyond that, nothing. So let's actually do our upgrading from here. So, ooh, whoops! Did not mean to do that. Is that one way? No, it's not. It's two-way. So let's change that. Change that back to what it should be. Let's drop down again. There we go. I need to actually get the right road set up. There we go. And I'm hoping that if I do this and make this 6-lane all the way along here, as the traffic approaches here, it'll be a little bit smarter. So let's go into our traffic view. It's going to create a little bit of a queue just there, because it's going to basically turn that into a traffic light junction. But if we can get the traffic splitting off as just a single lane, which it seems to be doing, it should aid movement through this section here. Yeah, there you can see, look, the traffic is stepping out a little bit when it gets to the merge. That seems to be working quite nicely. Excellent. So again, if we come along here, we can see traffic is flowing much nicer now through there. This is obviously spitting out a lot of traffic. So this may, again, need a little bit of a revisit, but I'm hoping the one-way system that I've put in place will allow that traffic to be diverted quite comfortably. It's just a shame that this is so close, but I would prefer that to be a little bit more central, but it'll do where it is. I'm not ripping the road network up again just to remove that, you know, replace or reposition that ever so slightly. So let's have a look at our feed in over here. Yeah, everything seems to be running a lot smoother again now. Getting a little busy over here on this junction. But again, this is because this is now a traffic light junction rather than a merge. So we're going to get little queues there. As long as they don't go too far back, then it won't cause massive snafus over here. But again, you can see a lot of people moving in with residential traffic. We've got a lot of commercial traffic as well. This is, again, you can see why I've gone to 6 lanes just here. Just to try and keep traffic moving a little bit smoother. And what I might do, actually, is... Let's see what would happen if I were to upgrade that to twin lane just there. Would that create a traffic light? A traffic light junction? No, it doesn't. So by excuse me, by upgrading that to 2 lane, it's allowing a little bit better traffic flow. So it's allowing people to get it into the right lane a little bit earlier. So you can see that while we're getting some build up there, some of it's actually breaking off. And unless I were to rip that road up and reposition it completely, I can't do any more. It won't let me upgrade any further. But again, these traffic lights are what's causing some of these sort of jams, is where something wants to go across like that, and it means that the traffic lights will work against the traffic. We'll keep an eye on that. I expect whenever we zone things in, I always expect a big pile up to start with. I always wait to see how things settle down, and then I can see what impact the changes that we've made have had on the traffic network once everything has settled down a bit. And at the moment we're still zoning stuff in, or stuff is still going up. So you can see our residential here, a lot of new traffic coming over to this area here. This new commercial, got a lot of traffic coming in this way as well. What about our new office section over here? How's that coming along? Seems to be coming along quite nicely. I think what I might do is... Well, we'll see. At the moment, there's no need to make this one-way, but I could potentially make that a one-way system as well. So feed in this way, come along here, and then make that a two-way, sorry, a one-way split to there, and then on the opposite side have this one-way coming down here. But again, there's no real need to do that just yet. We'll see how that works. There's not a lot of traffic down there at the moment, so there isn't really a need to kind of mess with it for the sake of messing with it. Everything seems to be moving a little bit better. I want to go back down here, see if I can see where all the traffic is. The other thought I had as well was to actually strip the roundabout out completely, just make that a long straight line going that way, and then just have multiple feed roads coming off at various different stages. That's a backup plan if this can't cope. I want to see if this will cope with this increase in zoning. If it doesn't, then we may just rip that roundabout out completely, just have 2 straight lines running all the way along down the middle, and then just have a feeder point coming off this way, and a feeder point coming off there, and then same again over here, one coming down here, one going up there, and then another one over here and over here, and see if that helps spread the traffic a little bit better. But I'm hoping that this will cope. So I do kind of have a backup plan in place, just waiting to see whether or not it works. A lot of this traffic is just wanting to turn down there, so why don't I just put in a little... That's probably why I couldn't do it before. It wouldn't let me actually connect the road. See if I can do it with a slip road first and then upgrade the slip road. Nope. It doesn't want to let me build there. I think that's why I ended up looping down there, because it wouldn't let me build just there. You can see we've got a little gap in the zoning there. It's not fantastic, and you can see it's a bit of a difference in height as well, which doesn't help. So we are getting quite a bit of traffic building up along here, mainly because it all wants to turn off and go in there. I could. Let's see if I can put a little. Again, there's a little break in the road in the zoning there. Will it let me put? It won't let me put one in there either. Maybe I can con the system a little bit. Let's try doing a little upgrade like that. And now, will it let me upgrade back? It'll let me go to that. Will it let me go to 6 lane? Yes, it will. So if that works there, if I take that out, let's try doing that just here as well. So I want to go to 2 lane on. Just want to go to upgrade first of all, just to allow me to actually build the little piece of road that I want. I'm going to need to upgrade that stretch just there as well. Let's build that little connector like that. Need to change the direction on it. There we go. And then, actually, do we really need it to be 2 lane? Because it's 2 lane feeding against 2 other competing lanes. Let's make it just a slip road. I want to change direction. There we go. Let's make it a single single lane slip road like that. And now I want to go to upgrade and put that back in like that. Hopefully that'll improve traffic along here a little bit. Maybe, to make things a little bit easier as well, maybe if I were to do the same and make slip roads there as well, would that help? Doesn't seem to have made had a negative impact. It just might aid traffic flowing into that sort of intersection a little bit there. Seems to be coping okay. So how are we looking over here? Busy, very busy. See a lot of traffic here. Where's it going from here? It's all going, or most of it's going in that way. So that we've got basically the main sort of lower part of our commercial and office also being fed into this residential. This is kind of where the commercial kind of starts along here, and then going along into here. This is office space in the middle. It all seems to be looking okay. We've got a few little busy bits. This is starting to get quite busy. I'll keep an eye on this as we progress, but for all intents and purposes, I think we are just about done with our Kanto rebuild. We've got a bit of a death wave coming on by the look of it, as everyone starts dying. All of our citizens are at a similar kind of age that they moved in here, which is why we're getting a lot of people dying all at once. It's natural when you build a large area and then populate it all at the same time, then they're all going to grow up and go through education at the same time, then get jobs at the same time, then die at the same time. So it could potentially leave you with a big knock-on effect on not enough workers, not enough customers, so on and so forth. You can see these people here, not enough workers in at the moment. That's to be expected. We've got to get a few more people through the education system at university level. Let's see, where is our university? We've got one university just there. Maybe we could add in another university over here somewhere. there's not a lot of residential over here. I don't really want to rip it up. We need to actually rezone a little bit of this like that, where we ate it up because of the road. So we get a couple more houses going in just there. We could do with a little bit more commercial and a little bit more in industry. So we've got this gap here, and I'm just wondering whether a little side road would help. I think it probably will. So let's put in a little road just from there straight across. Like that. We can zone in a little bit more commercial now in that section and that section. In fact, what I could even do to really try and maximize this space is if I put a road in there like that, and then one just just there as well, like that. Now I can zone all of that as commercial and all of that as commercial as well. There we go. That'll eat up a little bit more of that commercial demand. What do we have here? Anything at all? It's not even zoned. Let's zone in a commercial spot just there. Someone very sick just there. Ambulance is on the way, I hope. Yeah, everything else seems to be working reasonably well. It's just an industrial desire that we have now. So everything over there is kind of set. Let's just take a quick look over here. It's been a while since we've been up here. You can see again we've got a few people dying off. That's fine. A couple of fires that should be getting dealt with. I'm not sure why they're not. We'll have to keep a bit more of attention to that. A fire over here as well. Traffic over here is still busy, but it's not horrendously bad. Those buses are causing some busy traffic. And it's pretty busy over here as well. Might be time to put a one-way system in over here. Maybe make that one-way going that way, and then have that one-way coming down here. We'll see. But I kind of want to start something new. We've got these areas. They're pretty well established. I mean, apart from a little bit of traffic, there's no real problems up here. You can see, obviously, we've had a little bit of a fire breaking out over here. Let's take that out. Let's take out those burnt down businesses as well. But everything else seems to be pretty smooth up here. Chellington is looking after itself. You know, we haven't done anything with Chellington for a while. We haven't needed to. You know, every now and again I go in and I empty the graves, you know, the graveyards. But apart from that, these areas are pretty much looked after themselves. So now that we have this area in and it's kind of pretty much finished, there's not a lot left for us to actually do over here, which is good. It means we can move on to a new area. So if you have suggestions, please do let me know. Somebody said they wanted to see me create a series of circular districts. I'm not really sure whether I'd be able to do that or not. It would certainly not necessarily fit in with the theme of what I've tried to create here. But if you do have suggestions, do let me know. I do read everything that gets written, and I do respond to those, that I can as well. So yeah, now that we've finished our rebuild of Kanto, I will be looking to create a new district in the next episode. So thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I will catch you all very soon.